Well, hello, everyone. It is Saturday. It is September the 30th. That means that tomorrow will be October, which means Florida Christian Writers Conference is just right around the corner. But there's something that's coming up before that, and I do want to talk to you about it. I've been posting about it, but I want you to hear my voice because this is like super, super, super important to me. This Tuesday night, in the open mic, which we have once a month, first Tuesday of the month, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we are going to bring in a very special guest as our featured reader. His name is Mr. Jerry B. Jenkins. He is a 21 times, and that's probably outdated information. So I'm gonna have to ask him. But if you go to the Google, it says 21 times. But I want to say that Jerry told me not too long ago that it was actually more than that now. And he's not a braggadocious kind of person. He really isn't. He's one of the most humble people I've ever met in my life. Anyway, 21 times. We'll just start with that. New York Times bestseller. Just the Left Behind series alone has sold somewhere between 60 and 70 million copies. So we don't know what he's going to read from yet. He's teasing us a little bit about what he's going to read from. I got to tell you that the way I met Jerry was years ago at the Mid-Atlantic Christian Writers Conference, which is now a defunct conference, but it was so good. And it was the very first year for the Mid-Atlantic Conference. I was very, very, very new to the conference scene, to the Christian publishing scene. But somebody put my name in the hat and said, she would make a great teacher. And so I was invited to this conference. My very first Christian Writers Conference, I was on faculty, and Jerry was the keynote speaker on Saturday night at the Saturday night banquet. So sometime Saturday, I went into what is called the green room. That's a place where faculty can go and get snacks and water and things like that. And I went in just to get some water in between some of my meetings. And there sits Mr. Jerry B. Jenkins with his wife, his beautiful wife, Diana, and his agent. And I thought, oh my gosh, there's Jerry B. Jenkins. I mean, the Left Behind series, and he was just sitting there so casual. And I'm like, I really want to introduce myself to him, but you know what? I'm basically a shy person. I know some of you are going to find that very hard to believe, but it's true. I'm basically a very shy person. And so then I thought, okay, well, if I do introduce myself to him, I don't want to just walk over and say, hello, Mr. Jenkins, I'm Eva Marie Everson, because he meets people every day, all day long. He goes to these conferences and he goes to book signings and things like that. And, I'm just going to be a blip on the radar there. So I thought, okay, I've got to say something that's going to set me apart from everyone else. And so I mustered up every bit of courage that I had. And I walked up to him and I extended my hand and I said, hello, Mr. Jenkins. My name is Eva Marie Everson. You don't know me, but you will. And this made him laugh. And he said, oh, I will. And I said, yes, sir, you will. You will know me. And he said, well, okay, then. And that was it. I ran from the room. I wanted to die. I can't believe I just did that. I can't believe I just did that. So then, I don't know, within the year, I've shared this with you guys before, and I want to share it again. When I first came into publishing, I took every job that came my way. And one of those jobs was writing devos for an online devotional. The other was writing book reports, book reviews, I should say, not book reports, sorry, book reviews for Christian Retailing magazine. And so I get a call one day from the editor, Chris Johnson, and she said, hey, she said, we've got a book by Jerry B. Jenkins. It's called The Rookie. Would you read it and do a review for me? And I'm like, sure. Now this is a baseball book. I mean, it's a novel, but it's about baseball. And I'm a huge baseball fan. So huge Braves fan, I should say. Let's just keep it real. Okay. So, in first place right now. So I wrote the review, but I wrote it in baseball terms. And so a few weeks later, I get an email from Chris Johnson, and she said, Mr. Jenkins would like to send you an email thanking you for the review. is that okay if I give him your email address? And I said, absolutely. And so I gave him she gave him the email address, and he emailed me and he thanked me. And he said, you are obviously a baseball fan. And I sent back, you're quite welcome. Yes, I am. Go Braves. And so he, sent back another one line response. And I thought, I wonder if he remembers the woman who had the audacity to say to him, you don't know me, but you will. And so I asked him, I said, do you remember being at the Mid-Atlantic Christian Writers Conference and being in the green room? And this woman walked up to you and said, hello, Mr. Jenkins, my name is Eva Marie Everson. You don't know me, but you will. And he says, oh my goodness, was that you? And I said, yes, that was me. And he said, well, see, now we're talking. And I said, I understand that in order to be a mentor at the Jerry B Jenkins Christian Writers Guild, one must be asked by Mr. Jerry B Jenkins. And he said, that is true. And I wrote back and said, well, when are you going to ask me? He sent back, big smiley face. And he said, Eva Marie, would you like to be a mentor at the Jerry B Jenkins Christian Writers Guild? And that's when I went to work for Mr. Jerry B Jenkins. And I worked for him for several years. And in between all of that, he became interested in what we were doing at Word Weavers. He invested for a solid year. He invested financially into Word Weavers. That's how we became Word Weavers International. That's how we ended up not only in the United States, but also in Canada, and then eventually throughout the world. There's the story right there. So he is going to be our featured reader. Don't know what he's going to read from yet, but I'll tell you this, we're also going to do some Jerry B. Jenkins trivia. So you might want to study up a little bit on him. If you would like to come and be a part of this, I mean, really, I'm just so thrilled. I want to have a good showing for him. Please, please, please sign up if you've never come before. It's 1 hour and we have so much fun. We have trivia. We get to hear each other's work. We get to really encourage each other. But now we're going to be bringing in readers like Jerry Jenkins and Tosca Lee and Jim Rubart. And I've got a long list of people that I'm going to reach out to and ask them if they will come and read for us. Like I would like to ask our good friend, our very good friend, Diane Mills to come, and Kimberly Woodhouse to come, and maybe Tracy Peterson. And how do you feel about, well, his name just went right out of my head. I cannot believe this. Okay, give me a moment. Give me a moment. I mean, I've got every book the man ever wrote. Robert Benson. Okay, I need a second cup of coffee. It's evident. I need a second cup of coffee. So what do you feel about Robert Benson? We had him as a keynote speaker a few years ago at the Florida conference, and you were all just so blown away by him. He is so wonderful. So if you want to come Tuesday night, you got to sign up ahead of time. Go to word-weavers.com. There's a pop-up ad that should take care of it for you. But if it does not, scroll down. If the ad does not pop up, scroll down. You will see the advertisement for open mic night. And all you have to do is click on that, sign up. You will get an invite. If you don't get an invite, let us know as soon as possible. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I will see you on Tuesday night. I hope. All right. And now, well, the rest of the story.